What's going on, guys? We are back with another video, and we are going to be doing a new moon reading. It's been long overdue and a long time coming since we've done one of these readings, actually. But I guess it's not a coincidence, right, that my last full moon reading was in Cancer, and now that I'm starting these back up, the new moon is in Cancer. So, but the decks I will be using, right, because I always do special decks when it comes to these new moon, full moon readings, but I have some new additions, right? So, I have the Astrology deck, the Moon Oracles, the Kaleidodope on Astrology, the deck, Vedic Astrology deck, of course, my baby, Black Moon Astrology cards. We have Karma cards, and we have the Heavenly Bodies Astrology, the deck, and little guidebook. And then for the tarot, right? Well, hold on. And then we also have the Crystal Healing cards. I don't think I always use them, but I might use it for this reading. But for the tarot, we have the Luma Somnia Tarot deck and guidebook. And then, of course, the Moon Crystal Tarot. So usually how I do these readings, I always pull from the Black Moon Astrology. And I like to do the Black Moon spread for this reading. So I usually read the book when I do this reading. But this song that started off this reading was Say It Isn't So by Hall & Oates, and now You Drive Me Crazy, the Stop remix featuring Britney Spears. So maybe I should just take everything out. I know maybe I should have did that beforehand. However, I wanted to show y'all how I do it. So this is going to be another long reading. But I usually start off with these three. These were the three that I started off with at first. But the new moon in Cancer, it was reading something about I was reading something, and it was mentioning was it digestive system? I don't think so. Shit. Oh, here we go. It's right here. It says your feeling of safety is now related to your home, family, and related to activities such as cooking and gardening. You may be prone to emotional fluctuations. You should learn to forgive and forget in order to avoid depression from thinking too much about things. Your perception of the world can be very subjective. Try to create a certain distance without being bitter. Due to your rich emotional manifestations, you can create a real sense of belonging in the world. So that's what it's calling you to do in this new moon in Cancer. So also too with these new moons, right? Or just when it comes to new moon and full moon, this is an energy reading, by the way, and I'm kind of late on doing it. Apparently the new moon started, well, according to the mooncalendar.astroseek.com, it's the 29th is when this new moon has started, but then I was watching one reader who mentioned it started on the 28th, so I'm not sure. However, I do know that, when it comes to these new moon, full moons, that it's always 3 days before the actual day of the new moon or full moon, and then 3 days after. Or, of course, on the day of, and then 3 days after that new moon or full moon of the energies, of course, that we're dealing with. Million is now playing by Tink. So it seems like it's a love situation. Some things are coming out. Some emotions are definitely, well, with Cancer, right? It's all about your emotions. And usually too, right, when it comes to Cancer, that's really significance with the moon because of the water sign itself. But I do believe that well, of course, with the moon anyway, it's all about secrets being revealed, things coming to light, of course, things that were hidden, of course, being brought to light. I also look at it as to, well, because this is the new moon, shadow work. So sit down and write things about yourself that you need to change, or you want to change about yourself that you don't like. Oh wow, as I open the box, the moon. Also too, if you're not like a Cancer sun sign, right? Hopefully you're a Cancer moon. Or just if you have Cancer in your chart, it may be a significant, wow. Oh wait, no. I thought I had a Cancer moon in my Vedic astrology. No, I'm a Aries moon in Vedic astrology. I do have Cancer Mars, or Mars Cancer, however y'all want to, how the proper terms are. All right. Damn, this is just all oracles right here. So, because I didn't pull out. The moon oracles. Damn. All right. There's a lot going on. I did say this is going to be a long reading. So with that, we have 2 paths, 19, Jupiter, as we look at that. But that 2 paths. Which path are you trying to choose? That's also like decision making. And what is this? Full moon Earth flower achievements. We're in a new moon though. But your paths to achievement. Which path do you want to choose to your achievements maybe? But this is the oracle I will pull. That's too many. Oh wait, is that 4? Because I think I gotta pull 4 for the reading anyway. Sure enough, do. All right, we'll leave it just like that then. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Bridge, which is 6. So I'm gonna leave that up here. Yeah, can't really see that, and I know. Oh shit. All right, I gotta adjust some things. Good golly gosh, there's a lot of boxes here. Oh, I do need this book though. I'm trying to get a good angle. Take this out just to have the deck near. Put this here. I'm sorry, y'all. This is what happens when, I'm not gonna say I'm not prepared. Just this is what happens when you don't. Well, yeah, I'm not prepared, but I planned this. I just, now replays playing by on your right. So yeah, definitely somebody is oh, especially with this song, I'm thinking about like somebody trying to come back, try to redo things. But I'm not taking out that just yet. Alright, so alright, I'm doing too much now. the blue moon, black moon spread. I'm not going to read the description. If you can go to my playlist, I do have a series, right, that I do these, and I do kind of explain what, oh, it's 5 of them, so I still need one more. Wait, where'd I put the damn cards at? Oh, because I was like looking for the silver bottle. And of course I have my moonstone here. Two showed up. Freya and disseminating, waning fire moon, fruit, confidence. But when I get from Freya, it's like beauty too. Beauty and confidence, but I need one. Why does 2 keep popping up? Sacrifice and Gaia. Oh wow. Surrender to the world. Another one bites the dust. It's now playing. Here we go. Volcano, tower. Oh shit. And at the bottom, musician. Now, usually these are, well, I'm gonna read them as we go. The positions of how they are. Shit, maybe I should have done that. No, that's fine. Because again, oh, something fell on the floor. That's not good. But creativity shows up sideways. Sensing at the bottom of the deck. Something with your, oh wow. Your creativity, sensing your senses, your emotions. Something about increase and oh wow, we have love at the bottom of the deck. Venus, love. What is your love language? Who are you? What do you love right now? Well, with this in the middle being the 3rd card, this is what you don't see something. So it does have something to do with your creativity. If you can see the okay, it's showing. So retrograde, Mercury retrograde is all about, of course, reinvention. So reinventing yourself and your creativity. These 2 cards came out in one of my previous readings. I need to figure that out. When did I use that deck? It just had to have been recent, right? I think it was the last reading, right? Hold on. Yeah, I think it was the last reading where it came out about creativity and the reinvention of yourself. But that was to a divine masculine specifically, though. And this is just could be exposing more to that. Oh wow, this is a new moon reading too. What's done in the dark is going to come to light. Yikes. Wasn't thinking about that. I knew earlier today, for I say about an hour or 2 before I was planning on making this video, my right ear did ring. Oh shit. So it fell on the floor. Well, 3 fell, but 2 are face down, and I'm not going to read them. But this is the one that fell. Cohesion. It says cool, centered, curvaceous, stable, slow, nurturing, sleeps deeply, gains weight easily, Good endurance, 8. Earth and water. Something you probably need to work on, or you're working towards. But it's the, did the increase come up too? Because I know part of fortune increase, that's all about, well, your part of fortune. This is the increase. So you need to reinvent yourself, be more creative about it, and that will bring you more wealth or more increase to whatever into your life. I will say that will bring abundance. I'm not going to specifically speak on just money, because people just think that it's just like it has something to do with finances, but this is more so just like your way of life. It's going to be more, it's going to bring an increase to that on how you live your life. Sattva, balance, see? Reinvent yourself. This literally could be a connection to that last reading, because balance was mentioned as well. Fuck. Another card fell. Air, moving. Okay. So someone's not moving, but they are being pushed to move. Something about 2 signs wanted to come up. But I'm using like another deck though. Capricorn and Libra. Could be a Capricorn and, yeah, just could be a Capricorn or a Libra. I was gonna say it could be a cusp, but no, that's not it. But we are getting closer to Libra season though, even though we're like in the middle of Cancer season. Damn it. Oh well, I might as well just flip that over. 11th house. At the bottom of the deck we have controlling. So you have Venus, love, 4, Saturn, controlling, manifestations, work, impediments. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if I'm showing out. I haven't been showing out because I was going to really be going off over these. Manifestations, work, impediments, contracted, resource management, details, obstruction, time, degradation. Vada Kapha Tamas 18. And then Leo's at the bottom. So you could be a Venus Libra. I mean a Venus Libra. A Venus Leo. Or you could have Uranus and Saturn as well as Venus and Leo. We have 2, oh yeah, at the bottom of the moon oracles. So again, you could be a musician, or maybe, again, that's still something about your creativity. You might be getting called to do music. What's at the bottom of this deck? Your beliefs, the cost of, use the most direct way, and Taurus. And these are the karma cards, remember that. And also too, again, like I said, this is what you don't see coming. Just keep that in mind. And at the very end too, this is the likely outcome. But it doesn't mean that it's definite. So keep that in mind as well. And the reason why I shuffle my cards like this, when I'm kind of with the bottom kind of almost up, so when they flip over, they flip down. See? And it came up and, well, these are like vice versa cards essentially, so like even if they are reversed, it's still like a meaning to them, but I couldn't tell you which one was the upright or which one was the reversal. Girls on Film, the night version, playing by Duran Duran. Immediately, the way you project yourself, do it on your own. Oh shit, exactly. And at the bottom of the deck, we have, in Sagittarius, your highest ideas, the rules of get it out to the world. And so yeah, somebody's trying, I don't know if somebody's trying to control the things that you love, or maybe you're kind of holding your back. You're trying to control yourself. It's like, I don't know. I had my arms crossed when I was saying that. Like, I don't know if you're like blocking your own self from your own creativity. Maybe because just like everybody does music, you don't think that you have the wherewithal to pursue it. It's not about being famous. Just do what you love, and I feel like things will come to you. You know, you'll end up making a living off of it, regardless of you trying to be famous or not. I think that's the whole point. You know, it's a job essentially. Who cares if you're not going to be the next Kendrick Lamar or the next what rock bands like Linkin Park or something like that. It's just like the only thing that matters is like, you know, you're not working that 9-to-5 job or that call. What is them? Not an intern. Shit. Them temp agencies. You know, them on-call duty positions. You're literally, and if it is those type of positions, then like music or whatever it is that you're that's calling you to be creative, like that will be your new 9-to-5. But it's something that you love to do. Oh wow. Oh, I'm like, why my watch vibrated, but every time I shuffle cards, it keeps thinking that I'm washing my hands, which could be significance to something. This is too many cards, but these are the ones I will pull though, leaving 2 left, which is 11th and 12th house, community and subconscious. That's literally like, well, let's read it. It says, all things hidden, limited beliefs, self-sacrifice, healing endings, closure, spirituality, isolation, sorrow, intuition, dreams, unseen realms. That's the 12th house and the subconscious. Then we have, for the community, 11th house, it's society, organizations, friends, social circles, giving back, hopes and wishes, groups, activities, memberships, networking, and social consciousness. See, consciousness and subconscious. So it's like, and you see how it's got like that little thing, like a hypnosis thing. Wow. So maybe your community's trying to put you to sleep, or the people that you have around you that you think is your community. So it's like a repeating thing. Mars, ambition, exactly. You have to push forward, sir, or sis. Actually, I'm going to, and then, actually, this is how I do it, because I don't need to pull anymore. So at the bottom of the deck, oh wow, double Sagittarius. It says Sagittarius 11/22 to 12/21. Oh, how that's almost a palindrome. Started. But it says the explorer, adventurous, distant places, free-spirited, clever, travel, philosophy, bold, blunt, impatient, argumentative, independent, ruler of the 9th house. 9th house, powerhouse. As one reader used to say, who I used to watch. She actually was a Sagittarius. And as is the bottom, we have square. You spin me around now is playing by Dead or Alive. What is up with these old school songs? So somebody's maybe feeling nostalgia right now. Even though I'm a 90s baby, but I do have like songs before my time as well. I like to have an eclectic. Is that 5? No, but we do have Venus, we do have Neptune, we have House 2, we have Earth. One more. Oh yeah, I was supposed to do it this way. See, well, but I mean, y'all watch me do this, so this is why it was important. Oh yeah, that's too many. That's too many. Just one, please. So you see how I do it. So if I ever come up with a setup and you see some cards flipped over where most cards are down, this is why. It's not like I'm intentionally looking at them. It's just I'd be forgetting how I shuffle sometimes, and then oh, come on. You know what? Let's just do this, right? Like I did before. And I know I'm probably shaking the camera because my knee keeps hitting the thing. All right, y'all can see that, whatever. Oh wait. Then what I'm gonna do is take it from the middle, leave that there. At the bottom of the deck, we have Yin. Wow, that's a lot of signs. But it says intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. But this looks like the moon, the sun. But I see Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio. Is that Capricorn? And then Gemini. Because I keep thinking that's Pisces, but it's not. Right? Let me be sure. Because I'm usually wrong when it comes to these. Let's see. Let's type that in. So Capricorn. Oh wait, I think that is Pisces. Yeah, Pisces. Pisces. And oh wait. So then that is Cancer then. What the fuck? Oh yeah, that is Cancer. Right. Okay, I think I did say that because I keep thinking that's Pisces, but it's Cancer, and this is Pisces. And I was about to say Gemini, but that's not. All right, so gotcha. And the last one, Jesus, it's like we still haven't pulled cards. Oh, at the bottom of the deck is air, and then opposition. I was about to say oppression. But the opposition, right? You got ops, right? They holding you back. These cards are saying something's controlling your love. Sagittarius, you got double Sagittarius in your chart maybe. So you could be a Sagittarius Venus and Sagittarius Sun, or a Sagittarius Moon. I don't have no I barely have fire in my chart, but I know that's my North Node. My loving, never gonna get it. Jesus, how that just switched, right? I mean, but you also could be dealing with two different individuals as well. So maybe the person that's trying to stop you, that's controlling you, that's what you're probably saying to them. They're never gonna get it. Your loving, they never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. And Cancer. Look at that, how y'all ended off. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. I don't even know if I want to pull. We have Chiron. That's all about healing. So we You have Yin here, Chiron, Sagittarius, Saturn, and Venus. Wow. 30 minutes in. Jesus. Well, maybe I should do a part 2. I don't know. But it says, the first position is the root of your question or issue. This may contain some of the past influences not completely phased out, some residual energies of this that still lingers. So let's see what is on your mind. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading. Not everything that will be spoke about in this reading may not resonate. So understand where certain people lie in your life, and don't force anything that does not fit where it needs to fit as well. But we have Confessions 23, Jupiter return, benefit, Rajas the creator, growth, your goals, day-to-day reality of that's Capricorn, right? Your goals, Jupiter, abundance. Then we have Nessus, but it came up in reverse along with the waxing crescent. So you have the waning crescent and the waxing crescent. These both came up in reverse, so I want to make sure that stays there. And you have Venus again. What the hell? Oh wait, that was we did see that. So Venus so you definitely need to figure out your Venus, what your Venus sign is, and Jupiter and Saturn, because I think Jupiter showed up, not up as Uranus. Leo, Scorpio, Lilith, water signs, Pisces. Yeah, wow. Oh, Jupiter's here. Jupiter's twice here. Wow. You have Jupiter twice here. So confessions. So needing to confess something. Clearly there's two people sitting here under a tree. I don't know if they're gossiping. Well, clearly they're having a conversation. Of confession is here. So again, somebody could be gossiping about somebody and end up slipping up saying something which might benefit you later. It might end up benefiting you. Or maybe you end up slipping up and saying something that's going to benefit. Origins, wow, is now playing. So maybe somebody's about to confess about something that happened in the past that will benefit your growth. Could be a Capricorn maybe, but with this growth here, it says, wait, because I don't know if I showed y'all, I'm sorry. My apologies. I'm like benefits, and then here's Rajas. Anabolic, agitated, selfish, passionate, active, restless, forceful, lustful, controlling again. So yeah. And Capricorn, that's that double energy, which is all about control, addictions. It's like, I'm not gonna say the toxic traits, because every sign has a toxic trait. But if we're looking at it from this, well, it says your goals, day-to-day reality of use the most business-like way, and so be less controlling, be more, I was going to say free-minded, open-minded, I guess. But it's being more realistic about certain things. Be more honest with yourself, apparently, too. Confess whatever it is that's on your mind. Because, again, whatever confessions you speak your truth, it will benefit you in the long run. Here we go with the abundance, though. Then I say something about that over here, too. The increase about your abundance. But I always look at that as not just a financial thing. It's more like an overall survival situation. I know, of course, money makes the world go round, bullshit, However, though, we lived in a time, right, with the song Origins, we did live in a time where money didn't exist and we were still able to survive and thrive. It's just that we allowed for certain people to manipulate us into making us believe that certain things were of value than they were supposed to. This is fucking crazy. This is really happening. This is really happening. Really happening. What the fuck? It didn't move. Oh wow. It's not that big a deal, I guess. I'm kind of middle working right now. This place. Speaking of confessions, right? Because when you live in a house with a whole bunch of men that don't clean up after themselves, you end up with rodents. So, yeah, that's what I was trying to get rid of, a fucking mouse in my room that just literally ran in my room. But abundance, it says, growth, expansion, Sagittarius/Pisces. Thursday, higher education, philosophy, good luck, optimism, faith, generosity, prosperity. Definitely, it's like with that faith and philosophy, again, it's like really putting yourself out there and living life, I was going to say on the edge, but not really being careless about your actions, you know? Right? Be the day-to-day reality of, but it's like, you know, but put yourself out there. Use the most business-like way, and, you know, whatever your business is, or just be more, there we go. Be more business-minded with your creativity. There we go. So therefore, it's not just coming off as a hobby. There we go. So we have asteroids and lunar phases, Nessus and waxing crescent. So with Nessus, it says, this asteroid is named for Nessus, a violent and devious centaur in Greek mythology. Although this asteroid's meaning can be difficult to face, Nessus can unlock areas of pain in our lives so that we can begin healing. I said that earlier, especially with that shadow side. Nessus can indicate areas of our lives and personal relationships where there has been major suffering or abuse, pointing to traumas that need to be worked through. Understanding how Nessus shows up in your chart can end cycles of pain and allow for personal transformation. Yep. Wow. Came up in reverse for a reason. So this is something that's really calling you to really work on your personal traumas. That's also could be what's got you in this whole controlling thing on stopping you from chasing your actual dream job or the things that you love. Waxing crescent. This waxing crescent follows the new moon, which we're doing a new moon reading on. It follows the new moon, so yeah, so this just passed. During this phase, the moon is at 0.1% to 49.99% lit. This phase is extremely helpful for beginning to manifest those new moon intentions you set for yourself, as the waxing crescent brings more light into your life. The phase gives a chance to test out your goals with some refreshed energy. So we go into that retrograde with that reinvention. This phase, here can you really appreciate fruitful possibilities unfolding in your life People born in this phase are typically ambitious, curious, and adventurous. So according to this card, so some people may have been born under this under our waxing crescent moon. But this is more so about manifestations. Oh, so again, what are you preparing for in this full moon or in this new moon? You know, what have you prepared for under that waxing crescent moon as well, which is going to end up manifesting in this new moon, right? So whatever you were doing under this, well, it came up in reverse. So, and Venus is right here. So it says, give and receive love, find value, and see beauty. That's more so like a self thing. Find value and beauty in yourself. Stop thinking that you're not good enough or that nobody's not going to pay attention to whatever it is that you're creating. You know? The second position, which is the current surrounding influences. This shows pretty much This shows pretty much what you can already see and what is obvious. In any event, this card sums up the energies of the present. So we have balsamic. Isn't that dressing? Isn't it like salad dressing? Waning water moon. 7 seeds. Disillusions. Oh yeah, so it's like the 7 of cups. And what was this? The 2, right? Oh, 23. Now, because I was going to say major arcana, but I don't think there's a 23 major arcana. I think, if anything, 21 most definitely, but I still feel like there's 22. So, but the illusions, reinventing yourself, Mercury retrograde, Sattva, balance, or the maintainer, balance, metabolic. Wow, how we had anabolic. We had anabolic here, and now we have metabolic here. So growth and balance. So metabolic, peaceful, universal, harmonious, equilibrium, wise, refined, good, truthful, organization. I said that. Gemini. Information to explain, communications about, resulting from the fluctuations of. South Node. Ooh, oh shit. Oh wow. Oh, Kiss Me is now playing by Kiss Me is playing by Cassie. I don't know. I said Neptune because I was looking at Neptune, but yeah, that's the song that's playing now by Cassie. But the Gemini South Node is funny because I'm a Gemini. I have a Gemini South Node. That's why my Sagittarius is a North Node. But that's the only Sagittarius I have though in my chart. However, you are working in your South Node, which could be Gemini. And it's funny how I mentioned that I'm a Sagittarius North Node, and that's usually about creativity. It's more so like basically this, what I'm doing right here. It's the unorthodox creativity of trying to put yourself out there into the world, essentially. So even if it is music, right, we're just gonna keep it at that. Even if it is music, well, we see that now, right, because Drake just released an album which was influenced by house music, and now Beyonce is about to drop an album too, which is inspired by house music. So it's like, even if it's a genre that you're doing, maybe like techno or what is that? What was that dubstep or some shit like that? Like whatever it is that you're doing, like you could be creating a very unorthodox and unique sound right now that may not seem like it's going to work out, but as you can see, like things take time. So like house music is about to be having about to be, resurge into the music industry. So house music is really about to become popular music again. And yeah, like I don't know, get out of that disillusion, reinvent yourself and balance. Keep yourself balanced. And with the communication is about communicate. Oh wait, that was confessions, but communication is here though. So it's again speaking on things as well, resulting from the fluctuations of. So of course there's going to be ebbs and flows, up and down. That's why you have to balance yourself. And if you're working in your self node, then that's your karmic past. So if you're working in your self node, that's only you trying to hold on to things that really, it's not that they don't serve you, they don't really need to exist in your life at all, because this was just something that you did in your past life. That's probably another reason why you are the way that you are now, and it's getting you to move out of that. It's just like certain things you can't do no more in this lifetime because in your past life it was just it didn't cut it. So it says comfort zone, mastery, old habits, the past, unfinished business, current gifts, talents, natural strengths, limitations, potential stagnancy. Also too, this is Mercury retrograde as well, coming back with this whole unfinished business. So we all know about Mercury retrograde. It's like things coming back to you that needs to be taken care of, people from your past. Also too, when you look at that Mercury retrograde, it's oh shit, right? Because I think I forgot to mention that in the last time it showed up. But it's also about your intentions when doing things. So it's like if you've already started something, continue working on it. Don't stop doing it just because it's Mercury retrograde. Just don't try to do anything new. That's it, And then also just be mindful of the things that you buy, and how basically how you manage your money for real. Because you shouldn't really be. They suggest that you shouldn't be buying anything during that time as well, especially when you need to save and put towards other things. But if it's working towards your business, if you have that business mind, then that's fine. It's all about that karma when you do things. Neptune is here and it says dream and transcend. And there's that water energy, so your emotions. Dream big, like I said in that last reading. Plan things out if you need to. However, though, I still look at it from that day-to-day reality. You can live your dream right now if you put your mind to it. Now, again, I'm not saying that you're going to be making millions, thousands of dollars, tomorrow. But think about the reality of building towards that, though, on a day-to-day basis. If you know that being in the music industry is very lucrative, but you don't want to get caught up in the same tropes and traps that other musicians, more specifically Megan Thee Stallion, you see how she was with a record label and then she got signed with Rock Nation, but yet it really put her in a bind to make money off the music, because now she's got to basically pay back both record labels, and then the record and the first record label that she's with is like refusing to let her go until she released music, an actual album that she was contractually obligated to fulfill before moving on to the next thing. So it's easy to make people look like the bad guy, but you have to be more responsible with the decisions that you make and the contracts that are being presented to you, when you get into the industry. as well. But I feel like this is more an independent thing, being an entrepreneur, having something for your own. You know, fortunately for Sierra, right, she was able to get her master's without no fuss or fight. You know, they just gave her master's, and people of course, you know, Twitter is not really real, but people on Twitter were making it seem like that wasn't a flex, making it seem like, oh well, the company really didn't care to really didn't think that she had potential or whatever, you know, whatnot, and that's why they just like allowed her to have the music. And it's just like, no, they just failed to see the potential in her. Whatever record label that they had, they only signed her because they were trying to use her to try to compete with somebody else. But Sierra never fell for that trope. She always did her thing. If you ever noticed, she stayed in her lane the entire time, and she's still being talked about still to this day. So just remember that as well, you know. Oh, but for the last card in this current position though, says waning crescent. Did we just have it again? Or it's waxing, right? Yeah, waxing, and then we have waning. Oh yeah. The waning crescent is the last lunar phase before we return to the new moon's joyous gifts of possibilities and new beginnings. The phase takes the moon from 49.9 lit on its left side all the way down to 0.1% lit. During this time, you may feel energy waning. As this phase closes the lunar cycle, it is a perfect time to surrender, reflect, and take care of anything that needs attention or release before welcoming the new moon. People born in this phase are typically imaginative and spiritual. See? You know that though. This is the current position. So this is like the obvious shit. So of course you probably don't want to hear that because you already know within yourself. However, dun dun dun, position 3 clearly states that what you are not able to see at the current time because you have blinders on, perhaps. What is being hidden, withheld, or just overlooked. This is the surprise part of the reading. First quarter moon, waxing fire moon. Number 2, leaves. Competitiveness. So I get the 2 of Wands with that, which is all about control as well. Wow, right? But it's competitiveness, controlling, creativity. 4th house, dining room and kitchen. Matri, mother. By making, in the 3rd house, by making the right connections, the ideas in question, get your ideas going. Oh wow. Saturn twice now. Discipline, 2nd house, and Mercury. So we just came from Mercury retrograde, and now Mercury is here. But the competitiveness, oh right, because your creativity. So it could be competitive because it's music, or let's just keep it general, right? It's a very artistic thing. It's entertainment. It's some form of entertainment. So it's just like you're more so trying to be, you know, of service to the world in your own way, though. Of course, there's going to be some type of competitiveness. Again, like I do tarot. There's so many people on YouTube doing this shit as well, but I'm not going to let that stop me from still doing what it is that I want to do, you know? And you shouldn't let nobody let that get in the way of anything. However, instead of it being like it being competitive, look at it as inspiration, motivation, friendly rivalry, if anything. So don't look at the people in your group as somebody that you need to fight, but more so take notes from. So always keep that student mentality. Always be willing to learn and listen to it well. You don't always want to be the loudest in the room. But your fifth house, your creativity, and you have the fifth and fourth. Wow. Eggman is now playing by, it's from the Sonic Adventures soundtrack. But it's fifth house, fourth house, third house. Like, look at that. 5, 4, 3. It's like a countdown going. But also look at that. Look at those. Look at your birth chart. That's funny. I do have birth chart here. Let's tickle the fancy real quick, right? So this is the birth chart. So we're looking at the fifth house. The fifth house, and a succeeding house. Oh, is a succeeding house in your chart. This is an area that rules love affairs and may represent where you truly enjoy life. Your creativity. Now, mind you, this is the Black Moon Astrology card, but I'm using the Astrology deck chart. This came with it. It also is the realm of expression where you take center stage. Those with prominent fifth houses might be involved in the performing arts, or might be someone with a charismatic personality who others gravitate towards. Because the sun rules the fifth house, this house is considered highly influential in how you conduct yourself in the world. Exactly. So also so this also could be like you could get into reality television. That could be your realm of your 9 to 5, just you being like a reality TV host, or like a challenger, because this competitive is here. So you might end up, oh wow, that's funny, because I was just watching, well, not just watching, but earlier I was watching like a documentary, so to speak, on Tyra Banks and how the modeling industry was towards her, to how she ended up making America's Next Top Model, which is like a modeling competition. So if you end up on a reality show, just be yourself. Always be yourself, because that Confessions is up there, even though this is something of the issues, right? The root issues. So you definitely need to be. Oh wow! So maybe you were on a reality show, and it's about time you talked about that experience. I was on that video. They explained one contestant, and that was Lisa. I forgot her last name, but you know, she's been through some trauma, and they end up using that against her on the show, and then tried to, I guess, have her like try to do a lawsuit on her for like exposing what was happening, but it didn't go nowhere or something like that. But I remember in one of the clips they were saying she was speaking on another situation where she wasn't going to try to go to the Tyra show and talk about the situation, you know, about her past, for them to keep asking her, and she'd be like, well, all right, well, if you, oh no, they talked to her about, they wanted her to come on the show to talk about it, but she, you know, declined to go on. But then they were like, all right, well, can you still come on? We just won't talk about it. So that's when she agreed to go. And then when she gets there, you know, and be brought on stage, they basically introduce her and then told everybody about her situation, about her being violated when she was younger and stuff like that, in front of a whole live audience. And then she talked about how she snapped and, you know, she went off, and then they threw her in a closet for God knows when, you know, until she can't calm down. And of course, when they let her out, they had to give her food and water and shit like that. Like, you know, it's like, could be one of those situations. Oh, and wait. Oh, wow. Yikes. because now I'm getting like Hell's Kitchen right here when I'm looking at this fourth house dining room kitchen and things. So maybe like you were on that type of show, and it's like something that you may be needing to talk about. You know, and it's not in a way of trying to cancel anybody. And I know I only read the fifth house because the fifth house was the only one that really needed to be read. But I understand that like you may not want to confess some things because it may make somebody look bad. However, that has really nothing to do with you. All you're doing is confessing your experiences on said reality show. I'm not going to just specifically put it on, you know, Hell's Kitchen, even though it's like, you know, you got dining room and kitchen here, you got creativity and shit. We talked about business and, you know, reality and stuff. So, and then competitiveness. You know, it's you shouldn't let a person who may have been hurtful towards you hinder you from being honest about your experiences. If they have an issue about how you're about to portray them, and they should have really they should have thought about what they were going to do to you beforehand then, or they should have thought a lot better about what they were going to do to you beforehand. Well, we have home, character, vehicles, forgiveness, enjoyments, end of life, real estate, relatives, happiness. Heart or breast, sattva, which was that balance we were talking about, you know, earlier, 36, 29, 36. You could be between the ages of 29 and 36. You know, maybe it has also too, even if it's not a reality show, you just could be in a restaurant, right? A family restaurant, and it's just been very competitive with as far as you trying to create in that realm of business. And maybe it's time for you to reinvent yourself, right? And probably pursue music. So you may have been in the kitchen, been a cook for a while, and now it's time for you to become a cook to a chemist, you know? Not saying like actually doing chemistry. Well, I mean, you could be, right? It's all about creativity. So, you know, find a different way to cook. But I was trying to make it seem like I was trying to use lab, but you know, lab is more of a scientist. But you know, they call studios the lab as well when you're trying to make music, as we have up at the top, musician. But the third house, by making the right connections, the idea in question, get your ideas going. This also could be, as there's so many married, so many things, right? Because again, this is what you don't see. You don't have blinders on there. We're talking about creativity. So here I am pitching ideas, right? Getting down, the little bastard wants to fucking leave. Been behind the box. I was trying to get it out. You should know what? It's fine. But you also could be an idea person as well, trying to picture your ideas to a company, you know. And my thing is this, like, where do you go to like make money off just your ideas? You know, not saying like I want to sit here and run the whole entire thing, but like if somebody else wants to put the effort to really like put it out there, by all means do it. You know, just of course I like to have credit and a little percentage of it. Of course, that's where the contracts come in. They're not going to give you 50-50 because you're not putting no effort into it. But I say do like maybe 30. You know, 30, was it 30, 70? 70, 80, 90, 100. Yeah, 30, 70. Or maybe 20. So 20 to 30%. That should be your thing. But I'm pretty sure they're going to try to give you 10%. But to me, I used to work at the airport, and employee discounts were 10%, which in Pennsylvania, you know, that only covered taxes. for the 10% discount. So I don't know where you live at in whatever state you in and how 10% is going to be for you, but 10% is only going to take care of taxes. Of course, if that conglomerate, really blows up to make billions or trillions of dollars, that 10% still might be like 100,000 now. No, I mean, right? That seems like a lot now when you don't have anything, but then when you're working on other businesses and ideas as well, you're making other sources of income. It's just like that $100,000 is literally going to be $100 or $1 to you, depending on how you really get your ideas going. But we have Saturn, discipline, structure, responsibility, Saturday, Capricorn, restrictions, obstacles, trials, hard work, self-discipline, integrity, patience. Exactly. So it's also about not trying to sell yourself out as well, especially with this competitiveness. So if we do go back to, you small collective that want to be reality stars, just be mindful of how you're putting yourself out there. Be mindful of your integrity, because reality TV is all about drama, whatever, regardless of how if it's scripted or not. Even if it's not a script, there's always going to be the crew behind the scenes, right? That's going to be in your ear about other things that's going on with the other competition, or the other people around you. It's, if anything, you should do like a YouTube search. Maybe it might show you how to or not how to, but it might show you like the things behind the scenes on certain reality shows and how they manipulate the actual cast or whatever to go against each other just to make for good TV. So you got to be mindful of the things that people are telling you in these settings, because they're going to use those to get you to go against somebody's competitiveness. And you definitely learn to discipline yourself. But the second house, or house 2, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. Exactly. Understand what your self-worth is. Understand what the values of those material things that you're trying to work for, your possessions. But it's that physical security and that self-worth is more important. Like I said already, right? With just certain contestants on America's Next Top Model, they open themselves up to people that weren't even like the girls in the house, but just other crew members, and then they use that against them, and essentially gets them eliminated. It's crazy how they showed this one clip of Top Model, right? And again, this is not me, speaking on this to really like throw shots that are already out there, stuff like that. I watched the whole entire, like, this one documentary, and Tyra's aware of everything, and she's doing the best that she can to clean up everything. So, I'm not here to hate on Tyra. But it was this one situation where I guess this one contestant, she was a cancer survivor, and literally the way that Tyra like made her statement, you survived this and that and all this other stuff, and you'll survive this, but gave the picture to the other girl, eliminating the girl that didn't been through some shit. Like, it's just like, it's the word play that really can damage somebody, So it's just like, you got to be mindful. Of course, there was another girl on there who, she wasn't a prostitute because of the things that, her mom did, and she was a foster child. And, but she, I think, posed for Playboy. And she confessed that to Tyra, and she confesses directly towards Tyra, and and the way Tyra made her, and the way Tyra responded made her feel cheap and low, like she didn't worth it, like wasn't worth anything, because Tyra is a model and she's been through what she's been through, and this is a girl who wants to be a model, and she's like trying to let people know, like, love yourself, you should be ashamed of the things that you do. Okay, she posed for Playboy, but her model was always sex sells, which it does. This is why everybody's so hypersexual nowadays. So physical security, self-worth. It's just, if you're going to step into that reality TV show, just I want you to know right now that they will break you. You going to think that you knew about yourself, that somebody that you look up to tells you some very off the wall, make you feel low, like, and break you down. Because some of these people, clearly these girls, come from broken homes. So when they come to Tyra, they kind of look at her as a mother figure. And then when she says things like, what did she say specifically? I don't even know. I can't remember. But it was basically insinuating that she was a whore. I'm going to exaggerate. That's me being exaggerating what she said. But from the girl's perspective, it was very hurtful to what she was saying, that made the same. Basically, it was like kind of insinuating that she was being a whore, even though she posed for Playboy, showing off her naked body. But the contradiction of it all is that on Top Model, they be trying to get girls naked anyway. So it's just like, and then certain girls be like, I don't want to do this because of my Christian backgrounds and shit. My parents gonna think I'm a whore and stuff like that. And then she'll be like, well, this is a competition, right? Other girls would kill to be in your spot right now. You're being here. You should be grateful of this opportunity. Why not try it out? You said you wanted to become a model. Well, this is what it takes to be a model. Really getting in their heads to literally break their self-worth, their physical security, the things that made them, right? All that discipline that they worked on for themselves. Reinvention, right? But we have Mercury here. Damn, I'm at 1 hour and 12 in, and we're only halfway through. But it says, Mercury represents expression and communication. Mercury rules how we communicate, whether through in-person conversations, text, emails, or phone calls. Known for being analytical and curious, Mercury, which changes signs approximately every 14 days, except when in retrograde, which was up there, can help you better understand your own thoughts so that we can gain clarity in all situations and relationships. Mercury is also known as the trickster, especially in retrograde. Bossy is now playing by Khalees. So it's time to boss up. So it's just like learning to have tough skin, making sure that nobody really can't break you when you pursue your career in creativity. I'm gonna just say it, keep it like that. I do have the musician card there, but music is all a part of form of entertainment. Clearly, I'm got music playing right now, But there's more to music, though. It can be a way of life, honestly. For the fourth position is what to do now, how you address this issue, how you manifest or overcome it. Where are your strengths? Where your strengths are, this card should tell you. Rebel, wow. So it's definitely fighting against that, going against the grain, standing up for yourself for whatever reasons. You have your reasons to go against whatever it is somebody's trying to hold you back or keep you stuck or try to silence you for. It's telling you to rebel against that. Because part of fortune is there. It's going to help you grow. It's going to increase everything that's already happening or what you've been going through. It's going to help you move forward in any situation. Air here, value, moving, subtle, active, flexible, dry, restless, invisible, cold, circulating, dynamic, skin, touch, 45 we have right here. Your vision, Aquarius. Your vision, what's new and different about using an unconventional way and like a So again, with that reinvention, what's new and different. So even if you do step into a reality TV show, or this could be you trying to produce your own reality TV show, what is going to be new and different about your new your new business or your new reality TV show? That could be a competitive scenario. Like competition shows are entertaining to watch because it's that dog eat dog mentality of survival. Especially when we're looking at Top Model. I don't know why I keep going back to Top Model because that really was like a good show to watch. But then now when you look at the Christmas, like they really got away with this shit. Like this is crazy. So it's just like, how did something like that, so toxic and damaging to those people, become such a success? Well, the drama that was surrounding and then look how it's still coming out now about things. Again, so look at that though, just about the things that you work on. It may not be something that people are going to notice now, but then just give it some time and people are going to notice it for better or for worse. That's all that is. I'm just, at least when it comes to my situation, when I be on Twitter, right, the things that I speak about, I don't try to hold back on anything that I say because I know that the things that I might say may not sit well with people. However, it's a different opinion, and that's how people should always look at it. It may not be, just because it sounds stupid doesn't mean I'm hateful. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean I'm trying to silence somebody or try to devalue somebody else's voice. I just feel like sometimes my opinion, of course it's just an opinion, so it really don't have no weight to anybody. However though, you read certain things, you give your input, no matter what it is, from the smallest things to the largest things. I just know that people are going to look at me being transphobic or even homophobic, and even though I'm a gay man, it's just like they're going to try to finesse the story about me just trying to be some hateful person and trying to cancel or silence people's voices. But people just also have to realize there's people who believe in God and there's people who don't believe in God, and we can sit here and we can make believe that we're all going to be one big happy family. However, if you really don't believe in God, it's going to be hard to have conversations with people who do believe in God. It's not on some trying to judge people and think that somebody's holier than thou, because there's a lot of people who are in religion who still are, you still won't be able to agree upon on certain things as well. Even when they sit there and they speak on and say God's name, you may not still align with them as well. It's more so finding your own voice, your own paths. We had the 2 paths out there earlier, right? And the number 2 is right there. But it's like, it's finding your own lane towards God. That's it at this point, I'm not trying to say, well, I can only agree with this trans agenda when people can speak about God a lot more when it comes to their experiences and how God has been guiding them and leading them in this experience, and how this is a part of the purpose, their purpose or mission or whatever. That's it. I'll come around to, certain things until they start speaking up among God. That's it. But I still think there's a lot that needs to slow down, I will say, within just the whole LGBT community, not just trans folks. Fifth house, pleasure, romance, creativity. Romance, creativity. Wait, did I just say that? Yeah. Pleasure, romance, creativity, fertility, sex, children. Why would you have that in that order? Childlike fun, joy, love, passion, entertainment. See, look at that. Culture, art, culture, and hobbies. Well, I was there, I'm seeing, you're right. Turning your hobby into an actual business. Once you start turning your hobby into a business, people are going to start looking at you different. So you may have been doing something for a while, or you may have been doing, like, you have something going for you that's to the people, but you didn't want to start charging people for it. Maybe it's starting to tell you to do that as well. Increase, right? Yes. Rebel, increase, moving. Okay, yes. Because it's something that you love now. And if people really do appreciate what you're doing, then they should start to donate, offer you, pay for your service. Well, I don't know how you want to put it. If they don't like the idea of paying you for your service, and then they feel that you should be getting free services, that your service should be free, then they need to go cry to the government about the system then. Period. We are all trying to survive here. So people, it's just like, for me, even like doing these readings, like, I really haven't been doing personal readings. I don't put myself out there to do personal readings, but I did get a few people who've asked me for readings though. I've done a few readings already, and I've done them for free, and they worked out. I know one guy actually wanted me to do another reading for him, and then that's when I told him, to charge. I didn't tell him to charge. I told him that I was going to charge him, for the second reading. And he was just like, well, you didn't charge me for the first reading. And I'm like, it's just like, you see, it's just like, yeah, just because I didn't charge you for the first one, that was just like, well, that was my idea of looking out for the brother, because he was a person of color. But even if it wasn't, I still would have liked that. If you want to get a reading, I would like to give you a free reading. But if you're going to keep coming back to me, then, I gotta start charging people. It's why is that such a difficult thing for somebody to understand? It's not like I'm over here trying to rob people for their money. And if anything, I'm not even really trying to charge you for the reading. I'm charging you for my time. Clearly, and this is why I see why now I gotta start doing more readings on my channel, because now when people ask me, it's just like, well, I will lead you to my channel first. That's your way of getting a free reading from me. So therefore, if you want a personal reading, then I would have to charge people. So you also need to be that way with whatever it is that you're creating in your business too. Earth. Exactly. We live on Earth. This is the 3D. People don't like that. Oh, tough shit. Or, you sit here, you go to your 9-to-5 job. I understand that, but yet I don't want to work that 9-to-5 job. I'm trying to make this my 9-to-5 job. So if you want to support me, then give me my fucking money, right? My just dues. I'm not asking to be famous. I'm just trying to make a career, my own job out of it. And hopefully I can be at a position where I can employ people, so therefore they can do what they love as well, and don't have to go through the hardships and shit that I had to go through to create this. That's the whole point of you probably doing what you have to do. That's why it's telling you to get a move on. Otis is now playing by Jay-Z and Kanye West. But it says persistence, patience, and practicality. Exactly. So you continue working on those that you created. whatever it is you that you love. If it's music, if it's, you know, modeling, if it's dancing, is it cooking, you know, even if it's just writing ideas. You could be a writer, you could be what is that, an artist, and you could come across an artist. I mean, you could come across an art, or I said that twice, because you could be a writer coming across an artist. So, and y'all could be working on a comic book together. It could be something like that as well. You just got to be persistent, be patient. Stop trying to look at this as a get rich quick scheme, and it's not. This is something that you're going to have to take time in, and it's something you're going to have to be patient with. Think of the Knight of Pentacles when it comes to trying to build your business. Slow and steady wins the race. Gary Vee always says, right? And you know, people always look at Gary Vee as this big time mogul, you know, millionaire or whatever, however you want to look at it. But the man has been making his entire the man has been making money his entire life. Ever since he was a child, he's always been a go-getter. You know, always trying to figure out a way to make money. That just was always in him. His dad owned a wine shop, and then as he became of age, his dad put him in the shop to work there. So he always knew how to make money. He always knew how to do business. Once he got into YouTube, that's when he reinvented himself, right, to becoming this whole like internet sensation, essentially. Telling people the ins and out on what he was doing that got him big online. But mind you, he's always been making money. So now that he's at a bigger platform and he's speaking on certain things, it has value to it because he speaks from experience, and now he's got other people speaking from his experience. But the thing about it is, you really have to be a go-getter though. You really have to want it. That's the main thing he always gets at you at. But then he's also being empathetic. That's the one thing he mentions too, having empathy and being practicality. You know, he does tell people quit your job and tough it out. Like he'll be realistic about it, but then he also has conversations with certain people, because he'll speak to the collective and say like quit your job, do this and then do that and do this. But then when he gets one-on-one with people, he really gets more practical with that individual and their circumstances. He'll get real personal. Where are you coming from? How your family was raising you? Are you in school or not? You know, what were you doing? You know, what is your dreams versus your passions? You know, and he'll literally tell people that what you're doing is a hobby. Maybe you should try to look into this first and then do that. Like, he don't just shit on people. I don't think he really shits on people unless people are shitting on him, because then he definitely will give you his ass to kiss. In the most respectful way though. But he's very vulgar in certain things. He likes to curse. That's what I like about him too, because it's like no filter with him. But we have the new moon in reverse. Wow. And what's that? Retro phases in reverse. God is a Woman is now playing by Ariana Grande. The new moon occurs when the sun and moon are on the same side of the earth. Energetically, the new moon is a phase filled with new beginnings and possibilities. A fantastic time to set new intentions and plant seeds for abundance. This is a period where you can set yourself up for success ahead. Take advantage of this lunar phase by establishing new routines and committing to healthier habits. The new moon reflects the zodiac position of the sun in that season. Exactly. Oh yeah, Cancer. Oh wow, Cancer season. Okay. Damn, so my last full moon? No. Oh, the new moon, not the full moon. Because that was like 9 months ago, I believe. I was like, that can't be. But then again, I do remember my last full moon was last year. I don't think I did any full moons this year. For example, if the sun is in Scorpio, the new moon will also be in Scorpio. People born in this phase are typically adventurous and down to explore new experiences and opportunities. So you could be your moon could be Cancer. Oh wow, then that's super deep then. And that's why God as a woman is now playing, right? As I mentioned before, the how there are two gods, goddess and God. But from my perspective and understanding, just not reading from no book, just me, you know, being on my own time, thinking about a lot of shit, I came to the idea that goddess came first, which was the darkness. So nothing. Not saying that she has no value or anything, but it's just nothing. It's just a big ass void of just nothingness. And then just one day she just gave birth, just out of nowhere, just random, just out of nowhere, just gave birth to the god, And then he just born, existing into this dark room. He's just like, well, what the fuck? Where I'm at? How did I get here? Just trying to figure out things. And of course, being the goddess, being a woman, though, giving birth to something, she's going to be at rest right now. So she's dormant, quiet. Not really. She's asleep. I'm just going to say it like that. She's asleep right now. And of course, this gives God the opportunity to create the stars and basically everything, right? So that's why when it comes to how we are viewing God is like masculine. That's why. But I also do feel like that when he finally created everything, right? That serpent was literally goddess herself communicating to Eve, which is the feminine, right? Which makes sense. It wasn't that the snake could talk. It was more so that that goddess was able to trigger Eve's divine feminine abilities, basically. Because I don't think they've ever explained that if she can really talk to animals, or was it that she was able to communicate to her god, right, to the feminine god. Because do we explain that like Adam heard the snake speak to Eve, or are we just going off that Eve heard the snake speak to her? There's so many different stories. We don't really know the truth about it, and I don't even know. And those are just other things that I'm putting out there. I don't even know if anybody has really spoken on the very details of that story, but it's just something to think about. I don't know where I was getting with that though. I guess being the Cancer, right? So you may be more intuitive, more connected, with this retrograde phase, and you have retrograde again twice. So you have a lot of double signs, like a lot of signs are showing up twice. So that's like literally like Sagittarius is twice. Saturn showed up twice. Literally. Oh wait, that's not this one. I think it was this one or this one. Was it this one? Yeah, Saturn showed up twice. Then we have Venus here. Venus is here twice. Just like, I feel like you need to look at your Saturn, what's in your Saturn, what placement Sagittarius could be. Definitely check out where Venus, what your Venus signs is, and your moon. Your moon sign is definitely a significance. But the retrograde phase says, because I need to be, I just don't want the space to run out. These occur when a transitioning planet appears to go backwards in the orbital transit from Earth. It is an illusion based on the angle of the planet itself, but it creates a feeling of energy slowing down and can repeat an opportunity to redo something in your life. The trickster planet Mercury going into retrograde can evoke anxiety because it indicates a time when communication delays and difficulties occur. Oh yeah, it's all about delays too. Retrograde phases also have a very positive effect because they are a time to complete unfinished business and connect to people from your past. So there we go. Yeah, so that's definitely double confirmation of your past coming back. So you may have some unfinished business. Shit. Let me find out that I could be actually talking to somebody that's in the entertainment industry, right? In reality television, they've been through some shit, right? The Confessions, Venus, and stuff like that. The things that you love, and the disillusions of it all. On the and getting into wow. Because I'm looking at the disillusion and the competitiveness. It could be something on the lines of really going in. Honestly, whoever could be resonating with this, therapy. You may need to talk to a therapist. Some people don't look at therapy as a thing. They don't think that therapy is real. However, I do believe that you definitely have to talk to somebody about what it is that you are going through or what you've been through. Because it may not be something that you're actually going through, but it may be something that you've been through. And because this Mercury retrograde phases is coming back, I don't think that this is something that you've actually have completely resolved, or yeah, I'm going to say resolved because I'm not going to say getting over, because something, if you're getting over something, that's still not really resolving it. It's just brushing it off to the side. And when you brush things to the side, they come right back, and then they hit you in a way that you didn't think was going to hit you before. That's why it's good to really confessions, right? It's good to speak on things. Regardless, if you are hurting, if you are feeling some type of way, speak on it. Who gives a damn about the other person? If you can't even go to that person that made you feel this way, or not even make you feel this way, that puts you in a situation, right, that's got you not wanting to resolve some unfinished business with that person, it's best that you go seek it. Talk to a therapist. If you can't go and talk to that person, or not even a therapist, but somebody you really can trust. But I do recommend a therapist, though. If you really want that professional, somebody needs to really hear your voice. I know it's hard to really oh shit, excuse me. I know it's hard to trust a psychologist, or just trust to open up to people, because people were the reasons why you don't trust people now. I'm that same way. I've been violated before twice from a who I thought was a friend, and then someone who wasn't a fucking friend. So it's well, if you want to talk about it. So the first time is when I got kicked out. The very first time my mom kicked me out. So this happened when I'm 29 turning 30, but I think 25, I think this all happened. When was the first time I got kicked out? I know I was already out of high school. I was young, maybe 20. Because I'm trying to think of the year. It's because I've gotten kicked out 3 times, but twice, right? The first time and the second time this has happened to me. But the first time, right, I was working at a grocery store, right? And I just started working there, and I ended up calling out on Christmas Eve or something like that. And then the next time I went to work, they fired me. When my mom found out, she turned my phone off and changed the locks. And I really had nowhere to go. But during this time, I was also trying to get to know somebody who was a photographer, and I was really trying to work with them. But working with them seemed like they was really trying to work on me as well, but I wasn't trying to have that. So I guess when my mom kicked me out, and he realized that I really wasn't really trying to be with whatever it is that they were trying to do there, he wasn't trying to let me stay there to try to, gather my thoughts. So a friend of mine, or who I thought was a friend, right, who I used to work with at the airport, I called him up because he came into town, visit his family for the weekend, because he lived in New York because he ended up getting a job working with another airline, right? But he came into town to visit. I called him up, or I hit him up to try to see if he can help me. And the reason why I reached out to him, because I don't know, being at the age of 25 and you're a homeless gay man, I don't I don't really know if there's any type of organizations or groups that can help you in those type of situations. I feel like there's only things out there for the teenagers or the kids. There's nothing really out there for adults, because people already have this idea that you're an adult, you should be able to handle yourself. But shit, you don't expect you get kicked out your own home, unexpectedly. Or, well, of course you don't expect it because it's unexpectedly. But I called him. He picked me up or whatever, and he allowed me to stay with at his mom's for the night. But the thing about it is, I slept in a car for a while until his mom left to go to work. But then he invited me into his mom's house. Meanwhile, his nephew is in the house too, but he's upstairs asleep, and he allows me to sleep on the couch. As I'm laying on the couch, he decides he's trying to unbuckle my pants and to suck my private parts. It was a very awkward situation, and of course, this is my first time being being out here, so it's just like I was really super uncomfortable, and I really wanted to swing on him, but I didn't want to be out there in these streets because it was middle of winter time too at that. So it was just like it was a very compromising situation. I mean, he didn't get me off or anything because I wasn't. It was just he stopped because he knew I was uncomfortable, And then he left me alone to go upstairs, and I basically laid there to try to go to sleep. Very next morning, I really couldn't look him in the eyes or even have a conversation with him. I was giving him the short answers at best. He dropped me off near the train station, and that was the last time I saw or even heard from him. I believe we used to follow each other on Instagram, but I blocked him, and I don't think I really explained to anybody that situation, and after that, I spent the week out in the streets trying to figure out what the fuck to do, till eventually I ended up going back to my mom's. Of course she took me back in or whatever, which I didn't understand. If you're gonna kick me out, kick me the fuck out, But she took me back in, and I, got back on my feet, I guess. Years went by, and then she kicked me out again. The second time was more so and this is and even during that first time, this is just me trying to pursue do my own thing, have my own business. This is what I've been guided to do for a very long time, to have my own business. Because you sit here, you watch your parents, do what they do, and then they pride themselves on the things that they do, and then what now? Look at what happened to them. My mom doesn't even have the same job anymore because her job fired her. Then her dad don't have the same job that he has because they fired him, right? They don't even and the way my mom got fired is she can't even go back to, the force, even if she wanted to. But then her back was hurt anyway. So she had to find another job. But also too, with my mom, it was hard for her to find a job because she also had a record as well, because of false accusations being put towards her. And she ended up, I don't think she never served no jail time, but she basically had to go to court for for everything. Oh, what was she got the what did she go to court for? Back in 2011, 2012, I used to work at Toys R Us, and the only reason why I got that job because my sister's friend worked there, and because my sister's friend worked there, she basically got me into the job. But the strangest thing about it is, before my sister's best friend worked there, another one of my sister's friend's cousins worked at that same Toys R Us. He was like a manager there, and he told me like what to do to like get in, but for some reason like it never really worked out. But for some reason, when this girl worked at this store, she somehow was able to get me in, like literally got me in there. She's not even a manager or anything, but I don't know. She got me into and that's what I thought was weird too. How easily I got the job because of her, and I feel like this was intentional. It was definitely a setup, because her and another woman that worked there were stealing from the store, and because my mom used to pick me up from work, and of course that's my sister's best friend, everything's all cool. So my mom's picking me up. And this is all holiday season too, is how I got the job, November, December. So she's basically getting stuff from the store to give to her kids for Christmas. There's nothing in Toys R Us for my mom to steal, right? Her kids are grown, but so she ends up getting these things from the girl that worked there to take back, because my mom thinking that the shit is paid for. So we get to the house, get a call telling us to bring the stuff back because the stuff was stolen. Everything's all on camera too, by the way. And this is why I feel like this was the setup, because like, how is it that I worked there and somehow I never got brought into the conversation of the whole court? Like, I don't understand how did they even like allow for my mom to even be considered like the ringleader of this whole operation when I'm not involved in it. Like, that don't make no sense. Like, also be careful too, who you consider your friends and who you consider your families when it comes to, and that's why that competitiveness is there. There's always going to be some type of competition. Someone's always going to think that you're better than them, regardless if you come off in that way or not. No matter how sweet and innocent that you are, somebody's always going to think that you're better than them, and they will do anything to silence you, to break you down. But we have Volcano there. Oh, and the situation about my dad was, and I've kind of explained that already in a past reading, but to sum him up, it was like he worked as a janitor basically his entire life, and he eventually became a supervisor or a manager or whatever. So he was able to employ people within the company, and I guess he calls himself doing a great job where he gets these promotions and then he's moving to different companies or whatever. And he finally moves, because he used to live in Jersey, then he ended up moving to Willow Grove, and then the next stop was Virginia. And I still think this is weird how it's like it's always in relation to somebody, right? So with the situation with my mom, of course that was like my sister's best friend, so like, that situation, how she lost her job. But then my dad worked at this plant in Virginia, and he's not really my uncle. I called him my uncle, but not by blood, but he works at that plant that my dad, I guess I don't know if he was actually cleaning up, or he was, I guess, working there as well, and he would see my uncle from time to time. But that plant though, where he was working at, they ended up firing him. They let him go. So again, if you have parents that work a 9-to-5 job or whatever like that, don't follow in their footsteps, especially if you see how miserable they are. Go and do your own thing. At least, right? And like I said before, it's not about trying to be famous. It's just trying to have your own 9-to-5. But you still have to put the groundwork into that as well. you know. And if you really feel like this is something that you love, then you'll definitely make a way for it, even if that means quitting your job, not having a job for a while, and really toughing it out. For some of you who are willing to take that sacrifice, because that's another thing too, your fears of, you know, losing things will also be the hindrance on you not to able to succeed in your creativities, your business or whatever, because you want to still maintain this 9 to 5 job while you're putting in the, you know, a little bit of effort in there. That may work out for a very small collective of you, but for anybody that's doing labor work, you know, using their arms and their legs to be like, you know, labor work, you know, fucking using your body to make your money. Of course, it's not, you know, sex or anything, but I'm just saying, like, again, I used to work at the airport, so I used to be a wheelchair assistant. I mean, that's not one of my recent jobs, but again, that was labor work. Wheelchair assistant. It may not sound like much, but when, you know, you're on your feet for 8 hours pushing passengers around, it can be exhausting, especially when every passenger isn't the same body type, the same weight. You know, some people, they need a lot of care and attention to, so you really got to put in that work to get to that money. And then you sit here, you work those 8 hours, and you go home and you think you're gonna have the energy to do something. No, you ready to take a shower, eat, and take your ass right to bed because you done worked 8 hours. Your body. Or else somebody who's sitting at a desk all day may have the energy to, you know, do 8 hours at work and then go home and work on whatever it is that they love to do, because you're not putting that much activity into your job that you can actually put more activities into your own business. But we have volcano here, which is to me like the like a tower moment, essentially. Things is about to erupt, something is about to explode, you know, things are about to get chaotic. Oh shit, I'm sorry. 5th position, likely outcome. Based upon current circumstances, it is important to keep this in mind so it is possible to change it should this not be the outcome you want. But as I mentioned before, right, with the America's Next Top Model contestant, Lisa, and how she blew a fuse on the entire show when they went against what she basically told them that she wasn't going to talk about, for them to do what they did to her. You know, you may end up going off on somebody because you haven't been honest with yourself about what had happened in the past, as well as you not even confessing about what happened. You know? The second time I got kicked out, I was trying to be more logical with the situation, right? Or be more reasonable. Because I did have a job, then I don't know what the fuck happened that day. Like, she just snapped. I think what it was, I was really trying to tell her that I was trying to build my own business with the whole gaming thing. She came home one day and was just like, nope, get out of my house. Not really. Well, yeah, she basically was trying to kick me out that night, but I was like, no. I was really trying to put my foot down, but then she was going to give me a couple days or whatever. But the second time, right, I was, instead of trying to sleep in hotels, you know, like I said, being in my 20s, my mid to late 20s, gay man, you know, you don't really know, you try to go to the community this time, right? And I end up going to what they would call a bathhouse. Now, anybody that knows what a bathhouse is, it's supposed to be a type of spa or retreat type of situation, but in the gay community, it's really just another place for guys to hook up, have sex, and do nasty shit. But the establishment that I went to didn't always necessarily be about that. even though that's what they all came for. But when I did go there, most of the time I wasn't really partaking in sexual activities. Mainly I like to watch, but more so I like to unwind, smoke my weed or whatever, and just relax. It was just like, it was a place to go to really just like like clear your mind and just like relax and just be at peace. They had a steam room there, but of course, people like the whole place was basically fair game for sexual activities. But again, I'm homeless. I'm not really trying to think about that. I just needed a place to sleep, to wash my ass, and to clear my mind. So they had showers there, they had a steam room, and they had a room where you could sleep at, basically, that you paid for. But one of the guys that was working there, well, I ended up paying for my room, the doors automatically lock, and you need a key to get into the room. And the only way that other people are able to get into the room is if you leave your door open, or one of the workers need to get into the room. So this guy decides to come into my room. Now, mind you, unfortunately, the way I was asleep doesn't really help my situation, because I tried to take that person to court, and none of the evidence really couldn't hold up to really try to charge him for anything. But then again, I wasn't in a good place, honestly, and I'm just like, the only reason why I took him to court was just like to really let him know, like, you wrong for what you did, and I should have took the other nigga to court too. I'm pretty sure I still think I can. I just need to talk to a lawyer or whatever. But it's like, it's not even about that anymore. If I find out that somebody else has been in that situation, especially in that place, then yeah, then I'll definitely will come out and speak on it. But I'm speaking on it now. I'm just leaving names out and locations. But the one of the workers was able to get into my room and basically fill up on me while I was asleep. But the way I was asleep, right, I had on my t-shirt and no bottoms. But it's just like, it was late in the night, and I'm coming into this place, and I'm just like, trying to get my head together, and I'm just in mid of me getting undressed, I fell asleep. The next thing you know, I feel somebody touching me, and I woke up, and I just see a figure leaving my room. Door wide open. My door wasn't open. Why would I leave my door open? I slammed the door, and I was just like, I just felt so like, and that's when you really have to realize that like some of this shit is real, about understanding who you are and who you are as a person. Because, oh wow, it's funny because now Cancer is here, and the first person that violated me was a Cancer. No, he was a Pisces. I remember that because he always used to talk about him and Rihanna having the same birthday. But honestly, I should have known that guy was no good, because the first impression of him was him showing me a video of him sucking a stripper's dick off in a club while I was at work too. This is when I worked at the airport, right? And then like, I knew to keep a distance, like set a boundary with that dude. And he always tried to take it beyond being a friend. And I always tried to let him know, like, I only see you as a friend. Then he was just like, oh, well, can we be bros or whatever like that? And like, that's why I just like, when it comes to all these titles and shit like that, I don't know. Like, I'm not friends with nobody until I say I'm friends with you. No matter how cool or friendly I am, at least after 2 years of getting to know you, I'll consider you a friend, but everybody else will be an associate. Shit. Libra, balance. See, look at that. Getting yourself aligned once again. We have 11th house, recreation, room, comma, pleasures, accomplishments, supporters, passions, prosperity, older siblings, allies, fulfillment, recognition, perfection. See? Allies. Siblings. Well, it says older siblings. I do have an older sister, but fulfillment, accomplishment, though, balancing, volcano. So you need to balance yourself before you go off the deep end. You know, I don't know if you actually have older siblings that you can communicate with, too, but allies are here. You need to find people that you can really trust. That is important. I'm still trying to find my safe space. You know, because even being kicked out for the third time, right? I get, instead of me being put into a shelter, they put me into a transitional housing because I still had a job then. But even while in the transitional housing, trying to get things situated, I ended up losing my job because how far I was from where I worked at, and not having a car, it kind of fucked me up. And then it's not even in that; it's just I didn't even have like the right transportation, like because back at the airport, I used to be able to get trans passes on a discount and shit. But then working out the airport, you really have to learn how to budget and manage your money. And when you're getting kicked out, still trying to, survive on a day-to-day basis, and then not really making the money that you used to make, it's a lot of reinventing yourself. That's a lot of changes. It's a lot of balancing. So I still feel like, even if it means, right, breaking that non-disclosure, speak up. Who gives a fuck? If you really felt hurt, if you really, because especially, if you really felt like there were a group of people that were, I've already said that, just speak up. And especially if you are in the entertainment business, especially if you're in the entertainment business, especially if you're in the music industry, it's about time you kind of confess about the realities of what's happening. Stop allowing for other people to get caught up in the webs and the lies and the bullshit and the manipulations and the setbacks that is happening to the rest of the world. That's why you think Beyonce got this song out, Break My Soul. You won't break my soul. And people literally listen to this song and then be on Twitter like, you know what? This job really got me on my last straw right now. And I'm just like, really? I've been trying to get everybody to quit their jobs, trying to get everybody to sit in the house. People all like, well, what if we stop paying bills? Then what are they gonna do? I don't know. Let's fucking try out. Like, I don't know. Stop talking about it. Let's be about it. Let's stop trying to go to these offices and protest. How about we all just sit in our houses and just sit in our fucking houses? What are they going to do? Come into our houses and force us to work? No. This is a democracy, not a dictatorship. And people need to realize that. We are the fucking people. We control this, not the other way around. But it's the other way around because we rely on the government for some fucking reason. So even now that I'm out here in these streets, I'm surviving and maintaining because of the government system, These, and it's unfortunate because I'm a black man, so it's like they really want you to be in the system, for real. So, because I ended up losing my job, right? But they were able to maintain. They were able to put me into a situation, right? So it's just like I don't gotta pay for this. Essentially, this is already being taken care of. However, the person that's supposed to be my case manager or whatever is letting me know that they think that they won't be able to pay for this for much longer. But what I'm going to explain to them again, because again we got confessions here. You got to be honest with people. From the jump, he hasn't been listening to me about anything that I've been saying to him, and I've even explained to him about how I don't even trust him. Which I've already, if I haven't explained to you, right, he's already showed me I couldn't trust him. Because I've already explained to his story about my groceries being stolen, right? And he told me, call me first before you call anybody else about any problems. And because I sat here and I took that advice first, I fucked up a situation to catch somebody in the act of doing something they wasn't supposed to, because apparently the video feeds that they have downstairs are only for 24 hours. So when it happened, I contacted the case manager about the situation for him to tell me he's going to I need to contact him the following day. You see how the setups is? It's like it's a whole bunch of bullshit. You don't know who to trust. You can't trust anybody. You can't trust your housemates. You can't trust your family. You can't trust the people that's set to help you out. Like, they're trying to get you to explode, but you show them balance. You show them that you are always going to be balanced. You're not going to sell me off kilter. And even if they do, right? And you still got to make sure you be logical, be more like rational, because you exploding is what they want you to do. Because you snapping and rah rah rah. So you look like the crazy one. So you look like the bad guy. No, everybody else is the bad guy. You are the saint with a little bit of sin inside you, right? Because we all ain't perfect. However, if I'm gonna do bad, then it's gonna be for a reason. But then again, if I'm already in this good energy, what would be the reason to be bad? Other than motherfuckers trying to get you to be bad. Try to take you off try to knock you off balance. But we have the first house, immediate, the way you project yourself. Do it on your own. So if you're starting off in this business, or if you're trying to create a business, you have to do this on your own. You can't expect somebody to push you to do it, even if, right? Because as I'm learning, like, people aren't like consciously pushing me or supporting me. It's because of their negative their negativity towards me is why I'm being pushed to do this on my own, to really to work in my North Node, to be, oh wow, speaking of Cancer and Pisces right here, Saturn return. Well, it doesn't say Saturn return, but Saturn is here again. Saturn is here. Saturn is here. Saturn is 3 times. So you better check your Saturn. I know I have I think Aquarius is Saturn for me. And just be mindful of how you're projecting yourself. Do it on your own. Do it on your own. Because the way you do it it's going to be a way on how you project yourself with nobody else's influence in it. Somebody reached out to me about collaborating on, doing this. I don't think I really can collaborate with anybody, especially with the experiences I have just trying to work with people on regular shit like my podcast that I still have up, but it's just like it has been on hiatus because I can't trust people. Like, it seems like everybody has like some type of hidden agenda, or they don't really give a fuck about actually trying to really listen to what it is that I'm trying to put out there or create, or even just create. Nobody's really listening to me on what it is that I'm actually trying to create. And people think that, oh, you need to have one thing and stick to it. I've tried that. I have ADHD. If I'm sticking to one thing and then people keep trying to tell me that I need to do this and do that, no, I can't do this and do that. I have to do this. And if you try to get me to do this and do that, then I'm just going to move on to something else so I can just do it on my own. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm like really showing y'all. I'm just like looking at just pointing up to the thing. Pisces here with the dreamer. Mystical, intuitive, psychic, romantic, sacrifice, sensitive, fantasies, escapism, empathy. There we go with that empathy. Artistic, adaptive, addictions, ruler of the 12th house. Chilling with you. So we have 11th and 12th house here. First, 11th and 12th. Saturn says, feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work and patience. Experience struggle. See that? Experience struggle. So, and then feeling restricted. That experience struggle is what's really standing out, because it's like, that's why you have to do it on your own. You really need to fall back on, be more communicative. Really, you need to speak out. And again, that new moon showed up. So be mindful of your intentions on what you're manifesting under this new moon. You know, it's like, even if you want to, if you need to express yourself, don't. I mean, it's not express. Even if you are confessing some things about your experience struggles, and it is going to turn somebody, and it's going to make people look at them in a bad light. Just be mindful of how you're conveying your message as well. You know, don't say anything. Don't exaggerate the story just to gain sympathy. You need people to have empathy for you, because that's how people are really going to listen to you, when they have empathy. And I also had that case manager sit there and tell me that he didn't have no sympathy with this, that, and the third. Like, he had a whole attitude. And the thing about him is, the way he was talking to me reminded me of my mom. And honestly, if I didn't know any better, I would have socked him right straight in his fucking mouth, because that would have been a trigger moment for me, right? That would have been one of those moments right there to get knocked me off balance. Like, I don't know what it is about that dude. I just feel like he's really not for me at all. That's why I'm in this space right now with these grown ass men who always seem to got issues and other shit going on that I don't need to be a part of, because I'm over here trying to create my own shit. You know, dealing with my own problems. I don't go to nobody in this house about anything. But they always are it's just always something. My food getting stolen, somebody eating my food. It's just, they don't know how to clean up after themselves. It's just, you know. Now we got, well, it's not now, but we've been had mice and other things in this house before I even moved in here. So it's just like, I don't understand how the landlord got somebody in here cleaning this place when you got rodents here. You know, that's why I just feel like, how do you sit here, you put me in how do you even put people in a place like this? Now, mind you, I'm the youngest one out of everybody that lives in this house. And I've already explained to him that I'm trying to work on a business and a podcast, and I need people to come in and stuff like that. But the moment I brought somebody in here, y'all, somebody sat here and complained to him about my company, because they get this idea that they're living in here. And I'm just like, what kind of bullshit is, like, people are trying to do just to try to basically keep you stuck? Because, you know, people always feel like, you know, you're doing better than them, so they want to ruin what you got going on. Like, I don't understand that. But the people fail to truly try to get to know you, but they don't want to get to know you because they see the light in you. So they're going to sabotage what you got going on, because they don't got nothing going on for themselves. They don't got hobbies. They just are out here doing whatever the fuck they want, though, thinking that thinking that life is easy, life is sweet. Career, Cancer. It says, Cancer, this symbolized by the crab, which seeks shelter in its own shell, right? Cancer feels more. Oh wow, this is the new moon in Cancer. That's funny, and this is the last card. Oh wow. Cancer feels more supported in the comforts of their own home. Known for being intuitive, sensitive, and attuned to the cycle of the moon, they are often artistically and musically inclined. There's that music, right? They are also extremely loyal and protective to those they care about, so much so that it can be hard to pull them away from their loved ones. Don't you dare mess with their friends or family, or else you'll get those pictures. More Than a Woman is now playing by the Bee Gees. So you are definitely more than a woman. Whoever you are, even if you're a man, you're more than a woman. And if you're a woman, you're more than a woman. If you're a woman, you're a divine feminine. If you are a cis woman, you are a divine feminine. But learn hard work. That dreamer there, dream big. Do it on your own though. Balance yourself so you don't explode. But I also still look at that as, you being a firecracker. Being the fire starter as well. You manifest your own. You create your own problems, but not in like a bad way. I just feel like if they really want to disrupt you, you could really do some damage. Put it like that. And that's why you keep yourself balanced. That's why I keep myself balanced, because I know I'm more like my father than my mother. Even though I kind of have some feminine tendencies to me, but I know I'm still a man at the end of the day. And when in a house full of men, I already know that if anybody really tries to get buck with me, I have to fight. I have to defend myself, even if you don't want to. Unfortunately, but it's the thing. I just hope that nobody pushed me to that point, because I always look at, because again, I don't trust nobody. That's why you gotta stay balanced, because you don't trust nobody. People are going to try to continuously play with your emotions, get you off kilter. They want you to explode, right? Because if you explode, you might end up hurting somebody. But it's not just hurting somebody. I'm just trying to be PG-13 with that, because I don't want to manifest anything like of the sorts, because this is the likely outcome. But again, if you don't like this, then this is something that you can change though. But I still feel like all these are good cards, except this. I mean, this is from the moon, actually. All right, I do have the book here, and that's number 1. Let's read that. Volcano. Oh, wait. Volcano. Mansion 1. From 00.00 Aries to 12.15 Aries. Oh, so this is Aries. You could be an Aries Libra. I was about to say it's funny, but Cancer Saturn in here as well. But you do got that Saturn there. Please check your Saturn charts. But ruled by Mars and the Sun. Volcano. A gray figure kneels on a platform embedded with primitive life forms in the attitude of an athlete about to sprint. Yeah, time to take off. He is wearing a ceremonial collar. Oh, that's a dude? Oh, wow. He is wearing a ceremonial collar which indicates either servitude or power. The flames of the eclipsed sun reveals its all-powerful presence behind a black moon, which is like a new moon, essentially. But it's funny how we're talking about the black moon, and we're using we're doing a black moon reading under the new moon in Cancer. In the background is a dark and brooding volcano, its flames merging with the fiery hair of the figure. The glowing circular shape made by the branches of a tree is a reminder of a full moon to come. Almec, the horns of Aries. Traditionally, when the moon was in the first lunar mansion, it was considered a I can't say that word. Propitious time for working spells for either love or hatred. Balance, and you got love. Oh wow, Venus Libra as well. So this is like a, well, again, this is a new moon reading, so a lot is going to come out when it comes to the other placements in your chart instead of just focusing on your sun sign. I just want to keep that in mind. It symbolizes conflicting forces and whirlwinds which were expressed in everyday life as quarrels. The card meaning the new moon moves through a house of Aries and touches the rulers of the first two decadents, Mars and the Sun. These two planets in the first sign are highly creative and initiating. This card expresses inspiration, spontaneity, and recklessness, and indicates a need to act immediately to release power that can be contained no longer. It is a card of extreme action and impatience. This moon mansion is hot, fiery, and full of creative impetus. It represents a period of inactivity during which there is an accumulation of energy that later will erupt like a volcano. Key phrase: conserve and build up resources. Ooh, exactly. Oh wow, look at that, number 2, because we have that at the bottom of the deck. So let's read that too. And it's still Aries. So you have from 12.51 Aries to 25.43 Aries, ruled by Sun and Jupiter. The figure of a young woman with the long flowing hair, the color of the sun, holds a viola in her left hand. Her body is draped with a garland of pink flowers and green leaves. A circlet of the same flowers dress her hair. She looks beyond her as she runs across a bright sandy slope, an open book of music falling gently to her feet. In the distance, a flock of birds is flying in the sunset. Her skin is pale green and the color of young plants. She symbolizes the reaching out of tender, delicate young shoots to the powerful and creative heat of the sun. Albathium, the belly of Aries. Traditionally, when the moon was in the second lunar mansion, it was considered a propitious time for making pinnacles to discover springs and treasures. The card meaning the sun combines with Jupiter in the last two decanates of Aries in the positive pairing of the two action signs, Leo and Sagittarius. This is a card of expressing the presence of an opportunity. Simply there for the taking, and the ability to inspire and persuade others, whatever your desire or the nature of the project. It indicates an expansion of creativity and ease of expression. Self-expression will come as naturally as the playing of musical instruments to a practiced musician. If you draw this card, you possess all the skills required to deal with the matter in question with ease. Key phrase: an easy opportunity, a creative high. So yeah, that is more going back to working on yourself, doing it on your own, something immediate. Balancing yourself, dream big, but also understand, what is that? Your self-worth. Where is that at? Yeah, your physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. once you be able to go out on your own and at least start off doing it on your own and then toughing it out, you eventually will come across people that you'll align with. But you really have to really understand who you are as the individual that I'm speaking to. You know, this is a general reading, so everything might not resonate with you. Regardless of how it was broken down, it may not all resonate with every single one of y'all. So be understanding of who you are as the individual and learn how to slowly but surely put yourself out there. You know, I've been on this journey for a while now. It could have been 5 years now, but I've just now I've had a YouTube channel for a while now, but just last year, I've made another YouTube channel, and I've been working on that channel since then. And I failed to realize that, June 20th was my anniversary of the Sacred Black Sheep channel. I did a reading that day, but I've never just mentioned that was the anniversary of, my channel being 1 year old, my new channel being 1 year old. I think my other channel has been up for years though. I put content out there as well. Actually, I started that channel, this is the OG channel. It was gaming first, but of course that wasn't working out. And I got into tarot, and I was putting tarot cards and stuff up there, oracle cards, unboxing and stuff like that. But then I was being guided to create another channel, and now that second channel is doing better than my original channel. So, it's going to be something like that as well. You gotta learn how to test the waters on things as well. And also too, I get good views on Twitch as well when I do these, because I have them set up as ASMRs. So people come in and they view them, and I actually gotten a following because of it. Some of the followers that I got on Twitch have been because of me doing these readings. It really had not much really to do with me doing video games. So that also could be a thing about putting yourself out there. I think that's also indicating that I need to start putting these back on Twitch as well. So therefore, it'd be more easier for me to produce these. Because if I do them straight from Twitch and I upload them to my YouTube channel, it's not going to take as long to upload versus me recording it and then uploading it to YouTube. But then not only that, of course, I'm having two platforms to air this at. So now two different types of individuals are catching this reading, other than just me focusing it on YouTube and then trying to have people come to my Twitch. So that's just a little piece of me explaining to you just the things that I'm learning to still build and do for my business as well. Something you can reconsider as well. Maybe you should go on Twitch. People think that Twitch is just it is a site that's mainly focused on gamers. However, it's no difference from any other platform when it comes to creativity. There's so many things that you can do on there that you can still catch a following on. Believe it or not. So don't really try to control the narrative on how you want to be put out there, and just put yourself out there and go with the flow on things. We're at 228. I was gonna pull my Sailor Moon deck as well, but I'm just gonna see what the tarot is gonna say real quick, and then we're gonna end it. Oh, well, there's one that came up in reverse. We're gonna leave it like that. 2, 3. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Ace of Wands, and that's that spark of the new, that creativity, that passion. But we have, oh, that's actually pretty good, because the Five of Swords in the upright is usually about defeat, but if it's in the reverse, then it's no longer feeling defeated. It's actually taking that, because well, I don't know if she's putting her sword down, but these swords are in the ground. But again, if you're looking at it in reverse, it looks like the swords are being lifted, taking gravity into perspective. The swords are in the upright, standing up for yourself, speaking your truth for the matter. Three of Pentacles, building, continue building, or just build yourself. This is also like a building as well. So it's like building that foundation, that firm foundation on your business, because this is Pentacles, tangible things. Hermit, going within and doing soul searching. So it's speaking your truth, but it's I want to say defending yourself, because the Seven of Wands is all about defending yourself, standing up for yourself. But I look at this as the same thing though. Stand up, speak up for what you've built, for what you've been building. This Hermit is like doing soul searching, going within. However, this is also someone that with this lamp here, he's illuminating something in the dark, exposing something, or exactly, he's leading the way. This is also can be considered the Moses card, the Ascended Master Moses here, letting you know that it's your time to lead the way, lead a different way, lead a new way at trying to get this type of business going, or to do this type of thing that you're doing. Maybe you can be that leader as well on building something. Phone is now playing by Lizzo. Three of Wands. Your ships are coming in. But last card. I'm sorry, y'all. Healing crystal card. I didn't realize this is so many cards that maybe I should incorporate the tarot into it next time, and then I already have it set up instead of drawing and stuff like that. It's just, again, I like to show y'all that I don't be making this shit up. What would be the final card, or what crystal is perfect for this scenario? Well, it wasn't a crystal, but Jupiter is here at the bottom of, there we go. We better have a crystal here. We do have Jupiter though, so make sure you look at what Jupiter is in your chart and how that's affecting you as far as your healing process. That could be a thing. But we have selenite, and that seems to be your third eye. That's number 8, and we have 55. It's like in cursive, so it's like can't really. Yeah, it's selenite, but the efficiency of the crystal, this crystal calms down the erratic energy and gives a sense of stability. It has the power to correct and clarify unclear situations. While the strength of the crystal is relatively weak, it is likely to break down easily. It reacts sensitively to small vibrations to quickly capture or dispense negative energies. You will be able to notice the little changes in reaction. Corresponding chakra, the 7th chakra, purple, energy It helps one become stable and move further by quickly disappearing energies. Application in life. It works best when held in the hand or placed in or around the house. So that is perfect. And you got Neptune right under that. Neptune came up earlier. I remember that. And then you have yin there too. So figure out what yin means and how that works out as far as when it comes to your balance, to balancing yourself. Because believe it or not, that's feminine energy. I just realized that if Taurus, Gemini, if Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn is there, that's all feminine energies. There's an astrology book that I have that I need to kind of read up on to learn the actual genders of the others. But I do remember when I was reading the Earth signs specifically that they were all feminine signs. There's no masculine or feminine like Earth signs. It's all feminine. So that is definitely the yin. And so Jupiter, yin, Sagittarius, Saturn, most specifically Venus, Cancer, Pisces, new moon, Mercury retrograde came up, so still Mercury. South node, remember that. Remember what your south node is too, because that came up with that balance. So you could be another individual working in your south node that needs to start working in your north node. Especially if you were a south node. Was there a sign here? Nope, just another planet. Oh, Gemini. Gemini South Node. Yeah, so you could be a Gemini South Node. So if you are a Gemini South Node, then your North Node is Sagittarius. So you need to be more creative, more passionate, and in that realm of probably music. But again, like I said before, entertainment, of service in some way, shape, or form. However, though, in the age of Aquarius, it's all about technology. So you need to learn how to be more in your North Node online. Build your online business. This is the world we're living in. Everybody wants to be online. Everybody wants to be all in the metaverse and shit like that. So you gotta be more creative in trying to put yourself out there into those realms. TikTok, Instagram, all those platforms. And maybe you could be the next person to create the next, app. Because crazy thing about it is maybe a week or two before, or no, it wasn't a week or two. It was like maybe within a week though. I was thinking about an app that really could make me some money, and then I lost the idea just as quickly as I thought about it. So also, whatever ideas that you have, make sure you write them down immediately. Don't wait to do it later. Do it right then and there. We have rose quartz too. I actually have a rose quartz somewhere. Sugar is now playing by, it's right here. Rose quartz. It's look a little faded because of the lighting in here, but yeah, that's a rose quartz. And we have chrysoprase. I don't know. But those are some healing crystals that you can really consider. Maybe also, your moonstone as well. With your birthstone. So maybe that can help out as well. So sapphire, if you're born in September, but if you're a Cancer, I don't know what your birthstone would be. That's something you would have to check out. But again, if you're a Cancer moon, then you definitely need to work in some feminine energies, or there's like feminine influences. It's a key thing. Maybe there's some feminine energy that needs to be healed for certain people. We have Venus here too as well. But I think I've said enough. Oh yeah, because the Chiron is there. It's healing. Yep. Yeah. You definitely need to heal. So if you do not believe in a therapist, right, then maybe reach out to a tarot reader that you can trust. Put it like that. Me, maybe not me. However, I also feel like they could be the next therapist, because this is another mission of mine as well. You know, if we're talking about businesses and entrepreneurship and shit like that, I still wholeheartedly believe that you can be a successful business person. I'm not going to just say entrepreneur, but you can be successful in anything that you do if you continue working at it. You know, at the end of the day, there are talk show hosts, and people go on those talk shows to get advice from strangers who are not licensed therapists about things that go on, personally in their lives. What's the difference from, hitting up somebody else that has a following on YouTube just as big as somebody that's, got the whole world watching them as well? It's no difference from being on YouTube. But at least, depending on the tarot reader that you watch, you're watching them on a regular, that you kind of get the idea of who they are. Hopefully, when you get that reading from them, that, you speak to them about what it is that you want to talk about, instead of always trying to go to them about love readings and stuff like that. Every reader is different, so you have to be mindful of the type of readings that they do. Me specifically, I really want to work on talking to a specific individual that actually watches these readings, but again, I can't control who actually watches the readings and what they get from it, and how it can benefit somebody else as well that they may know, and whoever that they're inquiring about as well. So, but thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped. If you like this, or if this helped in some way, shape, or form, or you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you feel any type of way, put it in the comments. I really want to hear from you guys on some real shit. And even in my hashtags, when I put these videos out, I put self-help, I put psychology, I put philosophy, I do put entertainment on there as well, because again, this is general. So if it don't resonate with you, hopefully it was entertaining for you to watch, and hopefully as well you learned something, because that is my main thing as well. You taking at least that from this, you learned something, whether it's actually you can, if anything that I was saying hit on your life or not. But I hope that it's something that you can take notes for, that you could apply to your life, that can benefit you, so you can avoid situations, in the future as well. So, but thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, check out the About Me tab, so you can check out my Linktree links to all my other social platforms as well. But thank you guys for watching. Y'all take care now. Please make sure you touch grass, stay hydrated, and keep the faith. Y'all stay beautiful. I love y'all for real. Peace.